This piece of equipment is the grill. To operate it underneath where it says garland here, just tray will lift up, and you can remove it. These are the knobs that you'll need to turn it on. Very simply, just turn them to a vertical position, and the grill will ignite and preheat. This is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to preheat, so if you need to use it, make sure you do that when you first get in. When you are grilling, if you do not have a product that has a lot of fat content to it, you want to use the food release spray here. Spray it on the food, season the food before you begin grilling. That way you can get a nice even cook on it and it doesn't stick. The cooktop surface here, our hot spots on it are going to be along the sides and the back. Therefore, when you are cooking, you want to make sure that you turn the product in those areas first. Only put as much product on here as you can handle. If your product is beginning to burn because you have too much on there, you need to put less on. To turn the product, we have tongs that you can use, or your metal spatulas, whatever you're comfortable with. Just please keep in mind that depending upon what you're doing, you may have to scrape and get underneath of the product, so the spatula might be a better choice. However, the tongs you have a little bit more control with and can grip things and flip them over. Just be careful in doing so. You want to make sure that you're not breaking your product. The cooktop surface here never gets any type of a cleaner on it. We will take and rub it down with a mineral oil a couple times a year to season the grates, but you never want to use any type of a cleaner on there. The metal can absorb some of that or soak in some of that flavor, and you would not want that on your food. The stainless steel product or sides here, all we're going to use is our mild soapy detergent in our cleaning bucket. Flame ups are very common on the griddle. Whenever these drip pans down below here get filled with food and debris, you want to make sure that you're checking those periodically and emptying them if necessary. But it's always a good practice to keep a box of baking soda underneath the grill in case of a flame up. It's a quick and easiest way to put out a small fire that might accumulate underneath of the cook surface. You want to be careful when you are grilling. If you have oil on your product, too much oil will cause charring on your food. It's like a smoky looking black liquid. It's caused by the grease dripping down through and then igniting when it hits the flames, and then it creates a little black smoke. So you want to try and avoid that by using as little amount as oil as possible, just enough to coat your product, or again, use the food release spray. When you put your product on, you always want to put it on so you make crosshatch marks on it. Very simply to do so, you will take your product, put it on at a 45-degree angle, or face it straight back. Once it is cooked for approximately 2 minutes, depending upon the product, you're going to turn it 90 degrees. So if it was pointing towards the back, you're going to take it and point it towards the side. If it was at an angle, you're going to make it face forward now. Okay? So you always want to make sure you're turning things 45 or 90 degrees. Grill it for about 2 minutes, and then turn it. Whenever one side is done, flip it over, do the other side. If you're doing meat, make sure you're always temping your product. Use your bimetallic stem thermometers. When you are done cooking at the end of the day, turn the grill off by turning these knobs back off. And then there are these grill brushes down below. You may have to periodically do this while you are cooking to scrape the product out. There will be little bits of food that get stuck on this cook surface. Again, we don't want to use any type of a cleaner. The only thing we're going to use are these grill brushes. We do have baskets down below, kind of like a little hotel pan that has holes in it. If you are doing something like a vegetable and you don't want the product to fall through the grill, feel free to put those on top of the grill and cook in these. These baskets can be run through either the pot sink or the dishwasher if they become soiled. Be careful when you're using the grill. If you're reaching across the back of the grill to grab something here, the heat on this is rather intense, so you want to use an oven mitt on your hand or keep your sleeves rolled down as much as possible. Again, flare-ups are very common on the grill, so you really want to be careful with what you're doing. Keep an eye on your product, and don't put so much on there that the product is burning before it is cooked.